Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. So I'm gonna get started by applying a peel off base gel. This one here is from the Yoga Zombie line, and you guys know I absolutely love the Yoga Zombie base gel. I will be using it in a few moments, as well as their top gel. So I thought I would try this one to see how I feel about it. Since this is my first time using it, I'm going to give it a couple more tries, wear this for a while, and then form some thoughts and opinions. And of course, I'll come back and share. But I'm just applying a thin layer of this, and then I'm gonna do a full cure in a big lamp and begin applying my gel extensions. Like I just mentioned, I love the Yoga Zombie base gel to apply gel extensions, so I'm going to be using that today. And of course, all the products that I use in this video will be linked in the description box down below, by the way, in case you're new here. Also, welcome if you're not subscribed, and make sure you do so you don't miss any other nail tutorials. So I'm just going to apply a little bit to the base of the extension and then line everything up with my cuticle area. Press down slowly until the gel hits the tip of my natural nail, and then I'm going to flash cure for about 10 seconds. If you don't have a desk lamp, you can actually use a handheld lamp. It is harder, but you can definitely get the job done with this. And then I'm just going to go ahead and repeat the process for the rest of the nails. If there happens to be any glue that seeps out of the side of the extensions as you're applying them, please make sure to clean it up with alcohol and a flat brush, because if left on the skin can cause lifelong allergies. So please do not get any gel on the skin, and if you so happen to do so on accident, make sure you clean it up immediately. As I was looking at the extensions, I realized there were some areas that there was a gap, so I'm going to take some more of the Yoga Zombie base gel and place it on the underside of the extension and press it down with a flat brush so that it fills in those empty spaces before doing my full cure in a big lamp. So I have these extensions on. I'm going to go ahead and seal the cuticles. Today I'm going to be using this bit here in my e-file to do this. So that's it for extensions today. Super quick and easy. Let's go ahead and jump into the nail art. For base color today, I'm going to be using this one here, which is new to me. This is syrup number 54 from Yogurt Nail Korea. And I picked this one up during Sweetie Nail Supply's anniversary sale. I will be doing a haul, but I couldn't wait. I really wanted to use it, so we're using it now. This one has a nice brown base to it, and you guys know I've used Yogurt Nail Korea a lot on this channel, but I haven't used this particular color, so I'm excited to have it because it's exactly what I was looking for. I am going to be using this as the base to my ombre nail, so I'm applying it at the cuticle area and then working my way towards the free edge of my natural nail. And then I'm going to stop right there and take out Cynthia to begin blending the edges a little bit. So with Cynthia, what I like to do is pull towards the tip, and then after I like to go from left to right in windshield wiper motions anytime I'm doing an ombre nail. She's looking a little raggedy, so I'm probably going to replace this brush soon because the bristles, I haven't been taking care of it if I'm being honest. So I need a new one, and then I actually need to take care of it. And I just want to say, as I'm doing this, with syrup gels, they have a beautiful consistency in my opinion. I love working with syrup gels. However, I want to make sure that I'm using a light touch with them though, because I don't want it to be streaky. Even though this will self-level, I just want to make sure that it's nice and even. Once I'm done doing a little bit of blending here, I'm going to go ahead and cure this because I will be applying a second layer of the exact same color and repeating the process again just to give a little bit more coverage. And I wanted to try building this color up to see if I liked it or not. And ultimately, I liked it. So here's what we have so far. You can see that base color is, I wouldn't say it's the exact same as my natural nails. It's definitely more on the tan side, but I do like it. Definitely will be using this again. For the next part of the design, I will be using a new collection from the Favori, and this is their Deroi Edition. When you open the box, you will see some polishes as well as swatch cards. These are magnetic gels, so if you're into the currently trending glass nails, you're gonna like this one. What I like about this collection is it gives you the essential colors you need for glass nails, especially if you tend to gravitate towards natural tones, because you do get some varying shades of pink. So from light to dark, think of like a champagne towards a mauve. And then if you think you might want to switch it up, you can experiment with the blue and the green, just like we'll be doing today. And then lastly, you get a silver, which is essential because you can layer and pair this with other polishes you may already have in your collection to do some cool effects. But I was actually inspired by these pictures that I saw on Pinterest. It really gave me a summer magical fairy type feel. So we're actually going to be going with this shade here, which is Mint Sorbet. So I'm just going to get a little bit of product onto the brush, line it up with the free edge of my natural nail where you can see the natural nail under the extension. Then I'm going to move it towards the tip of the extension. Without putting any additional product on the brush, I'm going to go back to where the free edge of my natural nail is and then pull towards the cuticle area. Even though these are magnetic gels, I'm not going to pull out a magnet for this layer. I just want to get a wash of color on the nail, so we're just going to apply it like normal and then cure once I'm done. Here is what the first layer looks like applied. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and cure. For the second layer, I'm going to be generous this time and apply a little bit more than I did for the first layer. I just want to make sure I have an even distribution of polish as well as magnetic particles to manipulate. Also, when I'm applying this, I'm making sure to use very gentle strokes and very light pressure. Then grabbing my magnet, I'm going to shift all the particles to the side by moving my magnet up and down until it looks the way I want it to. Once I get all of the particles to one side, I'm then going to switch to the other side and bring some of the particles there. And then I'm going to hold the magnet around the top and the bottom so I can create an arch similar to how you would see on a French tip. Before flash curing to keep everything in place, I am going to grab Cynthia again and gently pull the edges down towards the cuticle area so it looks more blended. And then once I'm satisfied, I'm going to get the D-Gel Light Stick and flash cure everything in place for about 10 seconds. Once I flash cure, I'm going to repeat the process for the rest of the nails. You'll see me go back and forth between my gold magnet and these two silver magnets. What ended up happening is my two silver magnets got stuck together and I could not pull them apart, so I just kept using them interchangeably, but ultimately it gave the same result, so I could have just used one or the other. So I like the way everything is looking at this point. I'm going to do a full cure. We're going to be doing some isolated chrome as per usual. So I'm going to lay down a matte top gel. This is the Divock Zero Matte. Let's go ahead and cure. And now we have the perfect canvas for some isolated chrome. For the isolated chrome design, I'm going to be using this product here from Cocoas, and this is a no wipe gel. So it's perfect for this. I'm going to get a little bit of this right on the tip of the brush. And then I'm going to do an antique swirl type design. I was inspired by this picture in my bathroom, and you know, it's so funny. I forgot this picture was even in my bathroom. You know, like you just go in your bathroom so much, you don't even think about it after a certain point. But I was like, oh, I can just add that on my nails. How cool would that be with the little butterfly? Okay. So that's what we're gonna do. Now, I tried to break down the antique swirls because they can be really complex and super detailed. The easiest way I feel like to do this is to make S's and C shapes and make them small and do multiple of them. And the other thing is, have a reference picture. That was making things so much easier for me. So I am going to start where I want the arch to be, kind of like a small line for a French tip. I'm just making little, they're like sideways S's, and then I'm making C shapes. And then as I get towards the sides of the nail, I'm going to make one large drawn out S, kind of like a snake. And then I'm going to come back and add these little lines that look like leaves. With this little brush, it was so easy to do, but if you wanted to add a little bit more of the like swirly look, you can use a dotting tool, but use the smallest size dotting tool you can find, and then just play connect the dots. You know, we played that a lot as kids, at least my generation did. Also, there's something I did want to share though. After each nail, of course, you should flash care. I'm going to be using the D-Gel light stick for this. And then if you want to clean up any lines you feel like you made a mess on, use acetone instead of alcohol and a flat brush. Acetone cleans up the black a lot smoother, in my opinion, than alcohol does. Sometimes alcohol will literally just spread the black all over the nail. And since we laid down a matte top gel and we will be working with chrome, we don't want to basically have a sticky surface left behind from the alcohol. So acetone, I feel like, is the safest bet to clean up any lines you don't like. This product really didn't run a lot, so I probably could have done like 2 fingers at a time and then did a flash cure, but I just wanted to be safe. I feel like it stayed in place pretty well, better than another painting gel that I was using, so I'm excited to keep using this to play around a little bit more. So once I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and cure, but I'm going to let you guys know right now. I accidentally smushed my glove up against the design, and I was like, oh my goodness. I didn't notice that until after I did my full cure. So we're going to have some textured chrome on the nail, and that was not intentional, but it came out okay. So next I'm going to go in with a pink chrome and begin rubbing this on top of the design. And since that gel that we use to draw the design is no wipe, the chrome sticks to it perfectly, which is exactly what we need here. Once the chrome is on, I am going to dust it away with a big fluffy kabuki brush, but any fluffy brush will do here. Next, I'm going to take the Crazy Top Thick and I'm going to flip my hand upside down because I am going to make some ripples on my nail so we can still have that lake effect that we saw in the reference picture. And I'm going to grab a dotting tool and I'm just going to put like little blobs of this on the underside of the nail. In random places, I'm going to smear it around a little bit, but I'm not going to put too much because if you do, then you won't be able to get that like water droplet effect. So I'm going to go ahead and cure. Now I'm going to attach these little pink butterflies. I'm so excited to use these. To attach them, I'm using the Crazy Top Thick again, and I'm just going to put one on the middle finger and on the thumb. This little butterfly was so teeny and was sliding all over the place, so make sure you flash cure as soon as you get it in place because it was trying to fly away and girl, like, do you want to be on my nails or not? So flash cure so it doesn't leave. To seal everything in, I'm going in with the Doughy Top by Nail Bio. So I'm just going to apply this all over the nail. And I'm making sure when I'm getting to the nails that have the butterflies that I'm pushing top gel underneath it so it's not pulling on my hair and such. But if you are worried about the gap, you can go in with more Crazy Top Thick if you have that. Once I'm done, I'm going to do my final cure. And here are what the nails look like all done. I am so excited for summer nail looks for some reason this year. I think I'm just ready for warm weather. I want some color to my nails. I'm excited. So I hope you guys are too and you're ready. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. If you recreate this look, be sure to tag me on Instagram. I've been much more active over there and I have been loving you guys sending me messages and tagging me. It makes me so happy. If you're not subscribed, then make sure you do so on your way out. But in the meantime, I will see you in one of these videos here.